And welcome back everybody to SimCity 5. And it's 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning in this town, and it's actually 15 minutes away from 1 o'clock in the morning where I am, so the times are kind of similar. We've got a population is not really doing anything much at the moment. I got a lot of noise, a lot of sirens here. I think I got a lot of fires, but I also have some buildings going up, which is cool. What I'd like to do is see if I can find where the stadium is located to put on another event. What is that on the ground? Is that anything? This is Terry Tower. They seem to be quite happy. So these buildings have not... Oh. What the hell is that? That sounds like our mad geezer who likes setting fire to everything. My town is pretty packed now. That's a pretty big population. Now, where the hell is my stadium? I really don't know where it is. I think it's there down here somewhere, perhaps. Yeah. So none of these buildings have upgraded here. Actually, let me just change something here, because it does say here that there isn't really much of a demand anymore for low wealth, but a big demand for medium and high wealth. And this area is all low wealth. Perhaps I should add in a park here, and if I was to do that, maybe these places would upgrade. So let's take this, it's kind of a smaller one, and let's gotta be great to... Does that work if I... Just that I got small houses here. They could upgrade. This one is gone. And here, can I fit one? I don't want to knock down things. There you go. Well, let's see what that does. Anyway, I really wanted to get down to this stadium here. This is big stadium. There's nothing on at the moment. And let's schedule something. Let's go for the big Legends of Rock concert. Let's do that. And straight away I think we've got some more buildings going up because of those parks I put in. I'm not surprised there's a drop in demand for the low wealth, because nearly everything in this town is these buildings, and they're all low land value, which is probably one of the reasons why my university has been incredibly slow at getting going, because it can't find any workers. What is this? Oh, this is the oh my god, that's busy. This is the bus depot where you have the London type buses. Yeah, that is busy. The casinos are doing a great job for me. And I wonder if I have made an upgrade yet, because down here you've got the head office. No, that is difficult. So there is a few more things that could upgrade. You can see, since putting down a couple of parks here, I've got 1, 2, 3 maybe 4 perhaps upgrades. I'm pretty happy with this place. It's a great looking I think it's a great looking town. I've got an awful lot of money between this town and the other town. I've got about 7 million simoleons. What you can do with that kind of money is what I've done sometimes is you can go and buy another place like here, send all the money there to this place, and then you can kind of do whatever you want in the new place. You don't have to go slow. You can kind of let your hair down, do what you want. But this place is, yeah, it's coming along really well. And it's got very few problems at the moment. This is a very interesting building, this an industry building. I really don't remember seeing that before. I think it's kind of a medium tech building. What else? What else? Well, so many sirens. Obviously, it's a little busy. Some of the roads don't look too bad. This road here is empty. So the town is pretty well maxed out. And the population has dropped by a considerable amount. I think that's because I've just added some parks, and what has happened is some of the lower land value buildings are gone, and the medium wealth ones are going to upgrade. But of course the medium land value buildings, they don't hold as many people as the lower wealth ones. So of course if you really want a big population, you need to keep all the land value quite low. That way you can pack as many Sims as possible into the buildings. The traffic is moving. It is the 24th of March 2016, and it is almost 1 a.m. As I walked home today, I was thinking about all the things that I should do. And then I thought, well, you don't really have to do very many things at all. And when we look back, I was actually reading a diary, and it was from 2006, which is a decade ago already. But when I wrote the stuff in this diary, I was working in London, and I was thinking of it, and I could imagine the job and how I felt and everything about that time in great detail, because although it was 10 years ago, it doesn't feel that long. And the 10 years before that, in 1996, I can remember that pretty well as well, although that does seem a bit longer in my mind. But it doesn't seem that long ago. And so I got thinking, well, in a short time, what I'm doing now, and indeed 2016 itself, will be 10 years in the past, and it'll be 2026. Sounds odd saying that, 2026. But it'll come, and hopefully I'll still be around. But I turned 50 this year, and the funny thing, when you get older, I don't anyway, I don't take it for granted that I will be around in 10 years' time anymore. You know? There's an awful lot of people that just don't get much further than their 50s. And although I think I'm reasonably healthy, but there are so many diseases around, and a lot of my relatives and friends have developed various things. My dad died of cancer. So I just find that when I think about the next 10 years. I don't take it for granted that I'll be here in 10 years. But if I had this conversation with myself 10 years ago or 20 years ago, it wouldn't come into my mind that I wouldn't be here then. It's just as you get older, the future doesn't look as certain as it once did. The other thing, there's another very interesting building. There's another medium. Yeah, I don't see very many medium tech buildings. In the past I've tend to had low or high, but these medium ones are interesting. This poor leaning tower here, this tourist attraction, is in an awful place. Someone's managed to build a hotel next to it. That's good. So the other thing I was thinking about when I think in 10 years time is, of course, my age. In 10 years time I'll be 60. And there is a sense of things really speeding up as you get older. This conversation is going to be irrelevant to anybody, I guess, under the age of 30, because, and I think it's a natural thing, you don't have to think about the passing time and age and stuff when you're under 30. It's just something that comes later on, I think. And like I say, I think that's the way it should be. But I start thinking, if the next 10 years goes as quick as the last 10 years, and nights like this come and they go very quickly. This year is already we're nearly into the 4th month. 2 months after that we'll be halfway through the year. And I don't know, life seems kind of the fact that I was worried about procrastinating and not doing the things I feel I should be doing, and then when I start meditating on the passing of time and the fact of how quick it is, and how the fact that I've reached 50, and then after that there's 60, and I wonder, should I spend so much time worrying about the doings, worrying about the things I should do? Because when it gets right down to it, when you really think about how short and how kind of quick things go, they don't go quick when you're young, but it's almost like things speed up as you get older. It's like things just get faster. And then you think, well, I spent all my time worrying about this stuff I should be doing. But at the end of the day, does any of those things that you should be doing, are they worth a fraction of the effort? And I know that there are various things we have to do. I have to work. But the work I do, I work in a little restaurant that I run with my wife, and that work I can do it without any conscious thought. I've been doing it for the last 6-7 years, and it's become automatic, and I like that. What I'm talking about is when you set yourself goals, you want to achieve something, you want to do something. I would like to make a short movie, I would like to write a script, maybe I would like to write some stories. I've got a book I think should I send off to more agents. I got lots of things on my mind, lots of should do's I could do, and I procrastinate these things, don't do them. But I have to ask myself if I'm lucky enough, or unlucky enough, depending how you look at it, to get into old age, am I really going to look back and say, God, I wish I'd done more? Am I going to be like, oh, I wish I'd finished this or that? I don't think so. Because there were lots of stuff I was trying to do 20 years ago as well. I was trying to get some stuff published. And now that stuff hardly registers in memory. It doesn't matter. I went to drama school and wanted to become an actor. Wanted the fame and fortune. I didn't, and right now that really hardly matters. I don't care that I didn't find success in that. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm very glad I went to the school. I had a good experience. Right now I'd like to go back into some kind of an educational institution. I'd like to go back into some school and be with the crowded people and learn acting and stuff, and learn camera work or whatever, just for the hell of it, not for any career purpose, just because it sounds like to me that it would be fun, feels like it would be fun. And in a few years' time, if I don't do that, I may regret not doing it. I feel I'm developing a kind of healthy attitude towards things. And there's a lot of stuff about putting things off. When you're creative, you can really get yourself in a hell of a state by torturing yourself with all the stuff you think you should be doing. But like I said, when I meditate about the speed of time, I end up thinking to myself, when I get, hopefully, or perhaps maybe, I don't know, if I get very old, maybe I will look back, and the most important thing would be, did you enjoy most of the time? Because when you're stressed about some stuff, and I mean, I know people have got things to do, I'm talking about objectives that we set up ourselves, and these are objectives that we don't need because no one really gives a shit whether we do them or not. Then there are other objectives. If you spend all your time worrying about your security and your retirement age, perhaps that's a waste of time as well. Perhaps being bone idle and happy is more important than being a very successful, recognized, highly regarded person, but a person who spends all their time worrying or stressed about what they're going to do next to keep up that persona. And maybe that person, although maybe they leave a lot of work behind, maybe when they look back they'll think, shit, I wish I hadn't spent half the time stressing and straining with all these things, because in the end I just wasted too much time. I wasted too much time on these objectives, and in the end these objectives, no matter what they are, weren't worth it. What is this wonderful building here? Mid-tech. Look at that. It's got a ladder. Is it a ladder? Thought it was a crane. No, it's like... Am I going to see a guy walking up to the top of this? And what is it? I don't know. Why would anyone want to walk up to the top of this thing? It doesn't seem to have anything up there. And yet it's just, oops, it's filled with ladders. Never mind. So what's the story with this? It's fine. I haven't installed a... where is it? This kind of high-tech thing. I think that's why it's flashing. Is there a lot of 5 crimes committed a day, 21 criminals at large? That's okay. Anybody been educated? 5,000 out of 7. Very slow. They're not really doing too well there. Anybody sick? 6 deaths a day. Any fires? There's a building burning down a day. Are all the bins being collected? Just about. How about my buses? Like a hell of a lot of buses. 20-minute wait. 88,000 people riding the buses every day. It may be because of the buses that the streets are still just about passable. I mean, just about. There's traffic jams every which way, but it's not completely gridlocked yet. How about this thing? Is this the day of the... oh, I can't turn around. Is this the day of the... yeah, the doors are opening at... what? 6? 8? 8 o'clock. That's what I wanted to get down here on the ground and see. Oh, look at that. Can almost feel the heat in the desert. I hope that stadium is air conditioned. So, these are all the people coming to the... well, I don't know if they're all coming to the stadium. Some of them are. You can see all the fancy cars. That some of these cars, they look like 1930s cars. I love that about this particular game. They've added in lots of old cars for, and it's a really nice effect. And I think they represent the wealthy tourists, maybe, or wealthy people. Pretty cool. How's the population going? Well, I was over 300,000 and it's dropped quite a bit. So here you can see all these wonderful cars. Look at that. So it looks like the wealthy cars are parking with the cheaper looking cars. That's interesting. I would have thought all the wealthy cars would have parked together. And here we are at the front gate. As everybody's going in. Looks to be quite busy. Is that a bus dropping people off? Excellent. There's a bus stop there as well. So I guess the bus should be dropping people off. And they should be... there's a bus there. How many people are getting off? 1? Is that all? And they're all marching into the fog. Excellent. Procrastination. I seen a lot of stuff on YouTube about this, and sometimes you do get the feeling that the doings are more important than anything else. And I know that when people are going to college or school, they have to finish projects, they have to finish exams, and they can't really like everything they do. But I think when you get to an adult, sometimes there are people doing things, and if they're procrastinating all the time, if they can't get up the motivation to do what they're supposed to do, maybe they're in the wrong field. So how are we doing here if I click on this? Well, it's only 4 o'clock. We've already got 9,000 people. So that would seem that this is going to be a very successful seller. It's going to be sold out, that event. And I've got lots of buildings still building. What's the story with this building? It's fine. I thought that was kind of abandoned. It looks a bit like... Is it? I think it's just in the shadows. It's just in the shadows. So we've got a big city right in the middle of the desert. Can only imagine how hot it is here. Oh, here's another fantastic looking building. This has got to be... surely this is high tech, not medium tech. It looks huge. Is it medium? Still medium. Full density, but medium. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it an episode there. Let's just speed things up, and let's just wait to see what this event does before we pull the plug on this episode. Oh, I got an upgrade for this thing. That's cool. Took a long time to get going. Let me see if I can add something here. School of Engineering. Can I put that in somewhere without having to knock down something? How about this right there? Oh, let's do that here. I don't want to take down any of those. Let's just leave that for now. So here we are, we're almost set. We are just a few minutes away from, what is it? It's a concert, I think. It is Legends of Rock. And probably a bit of traffic jam. Nah, it seems okay. Legends of Rock about to kick off. It'd be so cool if you could see in this. Can't, unfortunately. Looks like everybody's gone in.